Greetings again. Yes, thank you for joining us on this weekday at 8 p.m. from Nigeria and from everywhere else. We really appreciate your presence. My name is Soraya Dean. I am the founder of Nigeria Women Lead, together with our country head, Ruth Abner, who is here today, and Dofa Francis and our youth team. We work as a collective team, and our goal is to not just top-down leadership, but bottom-up. So today is our greatest pleasure to welcome Dr. Suleiman Yusuf Bagire. I'm sure Ruth is going to introduce him in detail. I just want to say a warm welcome to you, Dr. Suleiman. We are so honored. And I'm having read your bio. I was so excited, and I went and did a little bit more research on Maiduguri and the city and what it is and all of that. And we are so honored to have you here. Nigeria Women Lead is a grassroots women and youth-led organization founded really about 6-7 years ago, but we focused on women and youth a couple of years ago. To this date, we have trained women in community organizing skills, because we believe that with one person, you don't have sufficient power. We need the community to come together. So we were going to show a PowerPoint of the work we have done, but we will send it to you later in the with the recording once we are done. Once we record today's program. So let me then. I hope I've done a warm welcome. It's freezing temperatures here. I'm speaking to you from Washington, D.C. We had a snowstorm, and I just came from Los Angeles, took a flight and came into D.C., and it took me 2 hours to get the train and come home, and I'm still glad I made it. Dofa, is there someone to lead the prayer, or are we just starting? Or we'll do it at the end, as we always do. Okay. So welcome everyone then once again, and I'm going to hand it over to Ruth, who will introduce our speaker. And today's program will be in 3 parts. Once Ruth introduces Dr. Suleiman, he will speak, and then we will pose a few questions. I have very important questions for Dr. Suleiman. And then after that, we will open it to the participants for questions. Welcome, Dr. Suleiman. My name is Soraya Dean. We are so grateful that you have joined us today. We look forward to hearing your insights on some very important issues that the world needs to hear about Nigeria and your city, Maiduguri in particular, and Borno State. I'm going to give it over to Ruth, who is going to formally introduce you. And after you speak, while you speak, I'm supposed to share your PowerPoint. After you speak, we have questions, and then we'll open it up to the audience. Thank you again. Ruth?
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Soraya. Just before I introduce Dr. Suleiman Bagire, I will want to welcome each and every one of us here. Thank you so much for responding to our call. Thank you for coming to see what we have been doing. For a long period of time, we usually make some calls every end of month, educational call. And we see it's very important, since we cannot see in person. At least let's educate ourselves once in a while. And I want to say a big thank you to all who, out of their tight schedule, find time to come and join this meeting. Thank you so much. Everyone is very important here. Before I introduce our speaker of today, I want to present to you our CEO in person of Soraya, who just finished speaking just right now. Her name is Soraya M. Dean, and she is a Muslim feminist, a founder of Nigeria Women Lead, a lawyer, a community organizer, and an award-winning international feminist. Thank you so much, Soraya, for Can I say you have transferred your heart from United States to Nigeria? You are in United States, but your heart is here with us in Nigeria.
Yes.
Thank you so much for taking it upon yourself to make sure Nigerian women become so bold and confident in everything we do. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, before we start, we want to introduce our guest speaker, whose name is Dr. Suleiman Yusuf Bagiri. I will give a short bio of Dr. Suleiman before I invite him to the floor for the presentation of today. A brief bio of Dr. Suleiman Bagiri. Dr. Suleiman Bagiri hailed from Adamawa State and had his primary and secondary school there in Adamawa before proceeding to University of Maiduguri. Then to University of Ibadan for his master's degree and back again to University of Maiduguri for his PhD, which he completed in 2017. Dr. Suleiman Bagiri is a lecturer and an ardent believer in deliberative democracy and social justice. Aside his academic career, Dr. Bagiri is a great enthusiast of community organizing for democratic engagements. He is a founding member of Adamawa United Forum, a socio-cultural organization meant for the promotion of unity, progress, and social justice in Adamawa State, and served as her secretary for 8 years. Dr. Bagiri has participated in different political campaigns in different capacities. He is married with children. Okay, we have Dr. Suleiman Bagiri today on this table. He's going to give us a little brief on religious relations and ethnic identity in Nigeria, a socio-political dilemma for developing economy. You're welcome, sir. We await to hear from you this wonderful topic. Thank you so much. And before he starts, I will want all of you to listen carefully. If you have a question, you can jot it down because after the presentation, you can be able to ask so all of us can benefit. And as well, if you have a comment or thought. Thank you so much. Welcome on board, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Soraya M. Dean. Thank you, Ms. Ruth Abna, and all the others who are working diligently behind the scene. Thank you for having me. I am having some challenges here. I don't know if you will be able to, if you are able to listen to me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, thank you. My topic today, which I want to share with you, is religious relations and ethnic identity in Nigeria, a socio-political dilemma for a developing economy. This is a very dear topic to me because it affects everything that we do. It affects our social relations, it affects our economic relations, it affects our political relations, it affects governance. Whatever you do, the religious relations and ethnic identity actually affect all facets of human beings or human life. I have, as a preamble, I have an order which I followed. I include the introduction, then we look at the ethnic diversity, religious relations, then we look at the social dilemma, the political dilemma. I'm going to restrict my talk on these two, social dilemma and political dilemma only. Then we look at the way forward, and then we conclude. Next slide, please. Yes, so as I said, these are the preamble, the main topics that I want to just briefly talk about. Yes, next topic, please. ethno-religious relations is not new to Nigeria. What is new is Islam and Christianity. Ethnic cultures have been there from the beginning of man to the time when man discovered Africa. Ethnic relations are there. We have various ethnic groups, and they have their religious cultures anyway. So what is new to Africa is Islam and Christianity. They later came in, and everything changed. Islam was the first to come in, not through war of conquest. The first arrival of Islam is not through war of conquest, but through merchants, good neighborliness, and the beautiful culture of writing that facilitates mass communication, documentation, and literature. When the Arabs came with their form of writing and documentation, it attracts the African man. And this is the first way by which Islam penetrated Africa. Then later on, as kings and kingdoms grow powerful, war of conquest follow, and the whole dynamics change. As kings and kingdoms grow more bold, they become more powerful, the war of conquest come in. And then in Nigeria, particularly, we have the Jihad War. The war, they are led by Sheikh Usman bin Fodio, a Fulani man, and his kinsmen. Now everything changed. Now the relation the mutual relationship changed to master-servant relationship or a royal commoner fashion. Things are going that way. Much later, Christianity arrived again, along with colonialism. Christianity came with colonialism almost around the same time. This ushered in a new social relations again, including ethnic and tribal, with all its complexities. Now, as the colonialists arrived, the fall of the caliphate in the hands of the colonialism in 1903 and the coming of the Christians about the same time, and then that conflict is a very significant event in 1903 when the colonialists conquered the Islamic Caliphate in Nigeria. To some people, the hated bit of the Caliphate interpreted as the conquest of Islam by Christianity. Now, this is the beginning of the problem. Colonialists are different people. The missionaries are different. Now, when the colonialists conquered Africa, they thought it is Christianity that conquered Islam. That is the thought. The first group of people. And therefore they hope for the reversal of balance of power sooner or later back to Islam. Now, the other set of people, they have their own thought. Is that the 1903 event symbolizes the liberation of the Telakawa, that's the common man, from the feudal lords on the Telakawa, the common man. Now they saw the conquest, the colonial conquest, they saw it as a liberation of the Telakawa from the Sarakuna, the royalty. And that's another school of thought, another group of people having that thought. Then yet there's yet some other people who have other thought again. They thought the fall of the caliphate marks the end of an era which is gone with its unique social system to be replaced by a new era with entirely new social relations. Now, these are the various thoughts that come together around that time. The majority think that the white man came with his religion to conquer Islam. Another one thinks the white man came for liberation. And the other school of thought held that, well, things have changed. The white man has come, and then there's a new sheriff in town, and then things must change. So that's it. Now, therefore, the Christianity was resisted in Islamic territories, not because of the belief system of Christianity as a religion, no, but because of its close association with colonialism, which has come to rob people of their independence. So they thought that once the colonialists have assumed power, then automatically Christianity has also assumed power. That is how the enmity between Islam and Christianity started. Now, as Christianity grows with the growth of colonialism, the indigenous tribes who were mostly practicing traditional religion readily accepted Christianity and used it as a basis for resistance to the Islamofulani hegemony. Now, initially, there are people who are not given to the religious relations, who are not given to the caliphate, the Islam, and the Islamic system of government. Now, these people, the new found religion, Christianity, now serve as a basis for them to fight the Islamic Islamic caliphate, and then the contradiction grows. Now that is the new. This one brings about new social classification as established on the Fulanization of Islam and Christianization of ethnic culture. Any ethnic culture. No, please go back. Please go back. Go back, please. Very good. The Fulanization of Islam, that anybody who become a Muslim automatically become a Fulani man. And then there's Christianization of ethnic culture. Anybody who maintain his ethnic culture, he is automatically a Christian. Now, Muslims from indigenous tribes who become completely assimilated into the Fulani culture identify themselves as Fulanis to the chagrin of their own tribal kinsmen who know their origin very well. You can see someone, he is not a Fulani, he is not Hausa, but simply because he's a Muslim, he identifies as a Fulani or as a Hausa person. That therefore, and somebody who refuses to identify as a Hausa person or a Fulani person, then automatically is classed as Christian. This is the dichotomy. Now, the multitude of non-Hausa, non-Fulani Muslims were all lumped together into the new, confused but glorified Hausa Fulani ethno-cultural compound identity. Anybody who is a Muslim, he is called Hausa Fulani, and anybody who is not a Muslim, probably he'll be called Kabila or other ethnic cultures. Similarly, Christianization of ethnic cultures proceeded, where all ethnic cultures are classified as Christian cultures, and the speaking of tribal language in areas where Islam has not penetrated was synonymous to being a Christian. Such that if you can speak a different language, which is not Hausa or Fulani, then automatically you are a Christian. So also they thought. Now, this is without recourse to the multitude of Muslims of indigenous tribal extraction who refuse to be assimilated. Now, if you refuse to be assimilated into Fulani or Hausa culture, then automatically you will be taken as a Christian. But this is the problem. And the indigenous, unfortunately, those found themselves relegated to some inferior Muslim status by clapping the Christian identity called Kabilu, while at the same time, they found themselves as outcasts among the Christian faith. Now, let me just show you something. This picture. Now, go to the picture now. This is myself and my cousin. Then this is myself and my cousin brother. We look alike. He is a Christian, I'm a Muslim. But because I am a Muslim, some people will think I am a Hausa man or a Fulani man. While my cousin here, who is not, there's no difference between the two, but he will be taken as a non-Hausa or non-Fulani. So this is the confusion. The confusion brings, instead of us to know a Muslim as a Muslim, a Christian as a Christian, no, we try to identify a Christian with his ethnic nationality. And any Muslim is identified as a Fulani man or as a Hausa man. Let's move on. Now, consequently, the term Hausa Fulani was made to, next slide, please. was subtly meant to refer to Muslims, while the term Kabilu or non-Hausa, non-Fulani tribes as Christians. This is the basic line of contradiction in present-day Nigeria, was crystallized into the two manufactured identities of Hausa Fulani versus Kabilu. This is the problem we are having now. The social relations and the social dilemma is inserving. These are the layers of ethnocultural confusion, blurring all avenues for reconciliation and integration in present-day Nigeria. It can therefore be seen that how any type of conflict involving a Hausa Fulani person and a Kabila, one can readily misinterpret them as religious crisis. Therefore, any Hausa Fulani will take him to be Muslim, any other ethnic nationality will take him to be Christian. That is why today, the terrorism and the banditry attacks by mostly people of Fulani extraction is erroneously tagged as attack on Christians. And this is unfortunate. A Christian here is not defined as somebody who goes to church. It is defined as somebody of indigenous ethnic extraction. And then the Muslim or the Fulani is defined as somebody who is a Muslim who goes to mosque. This is the error. This is the problem we are facing now. And unfortunately, in America, they could not get the differences. That's why they say Nigeria is there's an attack on Christians, not knowing that it is attack on indigenous ethnic cultures. Now, these are the social dilemma. The political dilemma. The contradiction permeated our not into politics and government cycles. The net result is that the society is subtly polarized along religious lines, such that consciously or subconsciously, public issues like government policies, political strategies, and even mere civil service routines are often perceived in terms of tribal disposition. If somebody is somebody is admitted in school, they'll say because he is so person, that's why he's admitted. If somebody is given a contract, they say because he's a Muslim or he's a Christian, things like that. Everything that happens is interpreted along ethno-religious lines. They say either because he's a Muslim or because he's a Christian, or either because he's House of Fulani or because he's other indigenous ethnic groups. In effect, tribalism in religious coloration has been institutionalized as a strong lobby in all government transactions, from simple recruitment to out of contract. Now, family loyalties and marital alliances were brought back as chief consideration in government patronage to the detriment of merit and popular participation. Now, the way forward. How do we move forward from here? The way forward, in my estimation, for Nigeria, to one, define tribal identity for what it is, and religious identity for what it is, and avoid mixing the two. If we are defining religious identity, let's define religious identity only. If you are defining tribal identity, let's identify tribal identity only, not lumping the two, that indigenous cultures must be Christian and House of Fulani must be Muslims. We need to segregate the two and define each one on its own terms. Then number two, to define historical conflicts for what they are. Draw a line from the past conflicts, forgive our forefathers and one another. We need to define historical conflicts in their perspective. And then we need to forgive the past. If they, whatever happens in the past, they social person fought social person, social person fought. If you are taking that bitterness, you want to refight what is that you want, and it will just conflict. So we need to draw a line between the past and the present, and take everything that happened in the past as mere history, and we learn from our history so that we move forward. And of course, we need to forgive our forefathers. If you forgive your forefathers, you'll be carrying the burden on yourself, and it will be very, very difficult to to make progress. And of course, we need to love one another. We need to love one another as one people in one country. Then also we need to develop and nurture deliberative culture. Deliberative culture is based on the mutual respect, empathy, reciprocity, and equality. This is the deliberative culture that we need to develop and nurture and entrench in our national psyche, such that every issue that arises, we must discuss this issue, look at it based on its merit, while respecting one another with empathy, reciprocity, and equality. Now, in my conclusion, I will say deliberative democracy has come to stay as the only variant of democracy with capacity to promote peace and development under equality and respect. We need deliberative democracy. We need to sit down on the table and discuss issues, not fight one another at every given opportunity. Therefore, the banditry and terrorism and things like that, they couldn't have happened in the first place. Whatever grievance one needs, we must bring it on the table, and we discuss it and we move. And it's deliberative democracy that will give us that opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bekiri. Though we had a... Hello, can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
I can hear you, Ruth.
Yeah, we are very sorry for the network that has been breaking. What a wonderful presentation, but oh my God, network wasn't the network was somehow not friendly. But we really want to appreciate you for the wonderful presentation, Dr. Bekiri. And we hope that we'll call you someday to come and give us a wonderful piece too. And thank you, everyone. I don't know, do we have someone with questions or thoughts or something? Soraya, do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question, because I live in the United States and we are very prone to look at this conflict as a religious conflict. In fact, the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom frames it as such, and there's a lot of pressure in the current administration to really address this. And your presentation was critical, Dr. Suleiman. It really broadened the scope of what is really happening, and it also narrowed the scope of what is happening. So my question to you is, I believe that education is critically lacking. If you think, should it be the government? Should it be the religious actors? Should it be organizations? Who is responsible for not educating the people on this, particularly because the conflict seems ethnic locally, but religion is how it is framed. There's political and there's economic, all of that comes together. So how would you suggest this education trickles down? Because I, as an advocate, have looked very deeply towards the religious community to spearhead that, but sadly, I have not seen that happening in Nigeria, nor do I see that in any part of the world. And I'm wondering what
thank you.
Your particular city is doing about that.
Thank you. I think religious organizations, they are part of the problem, and some of them are part of the solution. That's the unfortunate situation now. Some religious leaders and organizations tend to push the old narrative, to push the wrong narrative, that it is Islam versus Christianity, and the people not minding, but those of us from Adamawa and Gombe, so much northeast, you will find out in the same family, just like I show you, my cousin is a Christian, I am a Muslim. Now, who is fighting who in my family? This is the problem. This is the problem we are having now. Some religious leaders and organizations, especially those who are coming from a purely mono-religious state. There are mono-religious states that are only Muslims, or states that are only Christians, majority. If they are coming from that part of the state, they will tend to push this narrative. Now, those of us who are coming from multi-religious states like Adamawa or Maiduguri or Borno or Gombe or Taraba, you find out in the same family, we have Muslims, we have Christians. Then who is who? Now, who is fighting who? And if our villages all contain Muslim and Christians, if an attack comes on us, both Muslim and Christians. But the narrative will go that, okay, there's an attack, there's Islamic attack on Christians. So some of the religious leaders are part of the problem, and some are trying to solve the problem. I think this is why you are not seeing the solution. You are not seeing anybody doing anything, because some of the religions, they are part of the problem. But I am sure there are very good ones. There are very few voices here and there moving around saying that the problem is ethnic. The problem is ethnic, and there's a political, and everything comes along with this. So it is not actually pure. If you look at the formation of the house, you know, how will I put it? For the composition of criminals, they have all sorts of all sorts of they have that in their own composition of criminals. Although when it comes to banditry, mostly you see they are very mostly you see them in their groups, you see them moving, but they are saying they are fighting for Islam. It's not carrying the indigenous cultures. They are only Fulanis. So it's a complex problem, and good people are doing what they want, and it's trickling down. I'm sure by the next few years, the understanding, the narrative will change, and the whole thing will come forward. Will be clear.
I have one more question before I give it over to Ruth. You know, Open Doors has done tremendous research on this, and they named Nigeria as the epicenter of global killings of Christians. So are we also seeing Muslims being killed by the tribal and as you said, bandits? Are they Muslim? Is there a balance, or is it overwhelmingly only Christians are being killed? I don't want to use the word Christians being killed because you said that is different. But if you were to identify the biggest group, how would you say that?
My village come to under attack, and in my village there are Muslims and Christians, and they attack everybody in my own village. That's some years back when the Boko Haram are advancing into Adamawa State. They attack my own village, and my own village contains both Muslims and Christians. Just like the picture I show you there. We are Christians, and our cousins are Muslims in the same family, the same village. So when the village attack, the report will carry a Christian village was attacked. That's how the report will carry. But actually, if you look at the head counts, you see there are Muslims and there are Christians. But because of the narrative, and again, I think people want to gain attention. So if you call religion, you get more attention than if you call it tribal relations. I think that's what was foiling a problem also. If you call religion, you have more attention. If you call tribal something, nobody will give you attention. So that's why the religious angle carried the day.
The propaganda. Yes. Yeah. I said, Dr. Suleiman, how do you see organizations like ours, where women are stakeholders who are not as actively engaged? How can we bring about change? What is the vision for women's participation to address this?
I think what we are doing right now is fantastic. It's wonderful. I think that's what women should do. More voices, more voice of the women. They should be able to be empowered to talk, to report issues, and say their own mind. I think this that's the starting point. And what you are doing wonderfully well. We need more of this.
Thank you. Yeah, our work deeply focuses on bringing Christian women, Muslim women. We did breakfast. We are bringing them together and engaging them more. And I always tell even my friends here, there's nothing much to do really, because in every Christian family there's a Muslim, and in every Muslim family there's a
Yes.
Christian. They know each other, you
Yes,
know.
of course.
It's
Yes,
that
of
is
course.
why it's so complicated, you know. So I see that because
It's
I've been to Nigeria so many times and I see that. Thank you, Dr. Suleiman. I have many more questions, but I see hands raised. Adamu Yusuf has raised, but I'm giving it over to Ruth to moderate the participants' questions. Thank you again.
all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Begiri, for answering all those questions accordingly. Now, a quick one. I have seen two hands, one Adamu Ali Yusuf, starting with you, then Emmanuel Gabriel will follow. Over to you. Okay, we also have we have Timia. Okay, starting with you, Adamu Ali, over to you. Unmute
Okay,
yourself.
thank you very much. Good day. Yeah, if you can hear me, good day, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes,
And we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay,
Though the
thank you
network
very
is not
much.
too friendly, but we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, thank you. We have to manage the Nigerian Context Network. I am Adamu Yusuf Ali. I'm from Gombe State. I am actually obliged to follow the presentation, and I want to make a few comments as a political scientist. Doctor, you have spoken well. Your presentation is highly contextual to our contemporary situation. However, this issue of Islamization, Christianization, decolonization of the whole saga that is unfolding in different phases here in Nigeria, particularly more or less northern Nigeria and specific to the northeast, as you have mentioned. I have a definition for it. I think it's something more or less a conspiracy theory that is heading to politics of deception, which I want to say without fear or favor. However, I stand to be corrected. The primary democracy that was given birth by the United States, which was like exported to other parts of the world, was, I think, poorly carbon copied to be pasted in our own context here in Africa, more or less Nigerian situation, which of course in Nigeria, we have a lot of complex situations, which I know, everybody here knows. Nonetheless, I want to appreciate this organization for being careful in choosing this kind of presentations to be made, which they are going to be by and large creating more awareness, which actually we require. A lot of our people here are unaware to the large extent that we begin to become so myopic in our thinkings, and our horizons are so limited as to look at things broadly, so as to analyze them very well, and then look at ourselves, fellow humans first, before bringing any segregation of religion, tribe, gender, or whatever. So I appreciate your presentation. I would want to appeal if I can get a copy of the paper so I could look forward into it and see how we can collaborate going forward to create fora of awarenesses so that our people will have a sense of thinking once again to see how we can mitigate this kind of unfolding situations that are happening in conspiracy terms. Thank you very much, and over from Adam Yusuf.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yusuf Ali. Your contribution is so wonderful. And we thank you for sharing with us and adding based on your thoughts. And concerning the material, I will pass it across you after the meeting. Thank you. The next hand is Emmanuel, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Ruth, could you take a moment and tell Mr. Adam Ali of our plan to have this conference in June? So maybe we can have them come and present also, because this particular information is not reaching us. It's not coming beyond, It's always seen as a very narrow, so we can keep them posted. Yes. Thank you, Ruth. Please go to the next
I know.
one. Yeah.
I will do just that. Thank you. Yes, our next the next person is Emmanuel. I think Emmanuel raised his hand.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruth. It's me, Emmanuel Gabriel. I work for the Symbols of Hope Project.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I want to first and foremost appreciate.
We didn't hear you. Whom do you work for, Emmanuel?
Yes,
I work for the Symbols of Hope Project, Lutheran World Federation.
Oh, fabulous. Okay.
Okay. I work for the Lutheran World Federation, and we deal with issues of irregular migration and human trafficking. This is not my first time on this fora, on this platform. I attended your program some time ago, last year in Jalingo, and I've been following online. I want to thank Dr. Bagire for such a wonderful presentation. It is so contextual and focusful. Again, I want to just respond a bit about the question you raised as to whether Muslims and Christians are affected by the however it happens. For me, the answer is yes. Yes, because we live together, we work together. There is no family, especially in the northeastern part of the country, where you don't find these people together as opined by the presenter for this evening. It is something that we all are affected depending on where you are living. Wherever you are the minority or the majority, somehow we will be affected depending on wherever we are living. So it is an issue, but all thanks to Women Lead, this organization will do a lot, or rather is doing a lot in educating women on how to foster peace and coexistence. I wish, I pray and hope that this will continue so that women will be more informed as women in other pillars of the society. Every man is connected to a woman, either a mother or a sister, or there's a woman behind everything. No wonder it is said behind every successful man is a woman, even though today it is said that beside every successful man is a woman. So Women Lead will do a lot in restoring peace and harmony and fostering peaceful coexistence in Nigeria, the Northeast to be very precise. If we continue on this pace at which you are moving, please ride on, go ahead, continue. You are already touching lives and building a better Nigeria from your own end, and I encourage that this should continue. Thank you. This is my submission.
Thank you, Emmanuel. We are so honored to hear this. I always say half the world are women, the other half are our children.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We so appreciate your encouragement.
Yeah, thank you so much, Reverend Emmanuel. Thank you so much for the wonderful contribution. And I'm here raising my shoulder when you see women are doing a lot to make the world a better place for everyone. And we are so happy that women can do it, and we are as well, trying our best to reach out to as many women as we can. Thank you so much, Reverend Emmanuel. Yes, we have my boss here, Assistant Controller of Immigration, Ms. Timia. Yes, can you unmute yourself and say something? Yes, Mrs. Timia, can you unmute yourself? Mrs. Timia, can you unmute yourself? Can you hear me? Are you having issues with your network? Yes, I can see your hand. Ms. Timia, can you unmute yourself? Okay, let's go to Becky Wayas, please.
Good day, everyone. The name is Wayas Becky. Though the network is quite troubling here, but I'm sure you can hear me wherever you are.
Yes,
I
we
want to
can
say
hear you,
thank
please.
you, Doctor, for the wonderful presentation. He actually said a lot about what is happening down here in Nigeria. And I just want to add, just to add a little to what everyone has said. The truth is, religion and culture in Nigerian context is a tool for anyone that wants to use it against any of these sectors, be it religion, be it culture, be it traditional, or be it in political setting. Wherever you want to use it, you can use it. Why? Because our knowledge in the average Nigerian citizen is very limited. Most of us as a citizen of this country, we don't know our right. We don't know what is due for us. We don't know where we stand in place of religion. We don't know where we stand in place of democracy. And we don't even know where we stand as individual with the right of a citizen. So whoever wants to use it the way he wants to use it, once he has a more higher level knowledge of how to use it on any kind of group, he will use it to his advantage. And that's what is happening. We can keep pointing fingers that yes, it's political, that is fighting, is using it as a tool on the religion and the tradition. We can say no, is the religion that are using it as a tool to fight the cultural bias between the citizen. We can use it however we want to use it. But the truth is, we have to look at it in the way of humanity. People are dying. People are dying, regardless of Christian or Muslim. Humanity first. I want to say thank you to this organization because it's a step forward for us. If voices like this could come up to have this kind of knowledge, we'll step it down to others who are yet to hear about it. We'll sensitize other people that, okay, this is what is happening, this is your right, this is what you need to do as a person. When you put humanity first, any other thing will play out fine for you. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being part of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky, for the wonderful comments. Thank you for contributing wonderfully to this session. And we want to say a big thank you to everyone. Because of time factor, we are not going to continue. Thank you so much, Soraya, for sufficing today. Despite your tight schedule, we want to appreciate you so much. And thank you, everyone, for finding time to come to this great meeting. Thank God everyone testified that it's so interesting and we've learned one or two things. Don't forget again, we will still call you on 29th of February for another session. Thank you so much. Dr. Bagire, thank you so much. Keep doing the good work.
Thank you.
And for now, Soraya, I don't know if you have a what to say before we close.
Yes, thank you, Ruth. You're such a thoughtful leader. You know, I just want to say, to endorse what Becky said, the biggest battlefield is in our minds. When we listen to people like Dr. Suleiman, we get centered, you know, there's another truth that we need to look at. And I have that faith in Nigeria because I know you people I visit. I'm not from a foreigner who's making judgment from America. So that's why this message is so important for us to take forward and to empower Nigerian youth in particular. And if our youth leader John is there, he's organizing a fabulous next generation conference. I will give him the last few words to mention at that conference and give us a small blessing before we close. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Raya. Thank you, my national coordinator, Ruth. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to appreciate you for this. Okay, quickly, I want to also appreciate all the guests for being here, especially our very own doctor for bringing insight and such level of knowledge just to encourage us and also show us what we must do. All right, quickly, Taraba Next Gen Conference, that's what we call it. It's not just another conference, but it's a gathering of young people all across Taraba State and some delegates from Nigeria and even a few from across Africa. And what are we coming to do? We're coming to ideate, we're coming to brainstorm, we're coming to discuss such issues, emerging issues that have been on the forefront, but nobody is really talking about. And we believe that as young people, we hold the power to change and we hold the power to sustainability. Once young people are being involved in whatsoever is being done, there is that power to cause change, and then there's that power that thing is going to go to another generation. And we've been trying our best to see how we could muster young people from each nook and cranny of the state so that we could have equal representation. And then also we're also trying to see how we could also be gender sensitive. So for each of the local government that we are bringing on people, by ensuring that we are having both male and female that are coming to come and ideate, come and brainstorm, and come and reimagine, come and recreate, and come and reclaim our very own land. We've come to understand that there are a lot of vices that are bedeviling us, and if young people are not being involved in decision making, if young people are not being involved in in the process of implementing these decisions. And lastly, if young people are not also involved in the process of co-creating these solutions, they will sit back, they will just be behind, and then things will go wrong. And this is why we're creating this Tribal Nation Conference, where we can have young people be at the table, discuss local sustainable solutions to most of the challenges and problems we have about extremism, about immigration, about religious intolerance, about climate, and lastly, about government and policy. So I want to call each one of us to be a part of that conference. We should invest in this conference, and most importantly, we should also be at the venue of this conference so that you can be a contributor and be part of what this next generation is going to be like, and then you'll be proud that you are part of the people that built up legacy that is going to outlast you even when you are no more. Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. And for everyone that have thank you all for attending, John. We will make sure that we make the recording of this session.
Yeah, thank you so much, John, for sharing with us. I thought you were going to share the flyer on the comment section. Do you have that with you, please? Do you have the flyer close to you?
Yeah, yes, please. I'm sharing it now.
Can you share it on the comment section? Or better still, I will share it. I think I have everybody's contacts here. I will share it through your contacts. Thank you so much for coming. In the absence of anything, I think we'll say good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.